Okay, so in the last class we were talking about the energy of fluid moving in a particular direction with constant velocity or varying velocity. So we have three types of energy, and the first one is the pressure energy, and second one we have calculated the kinetic energy, and then the potential energy. If that particular tube that is at a specific height from the surface of Earth, then we will have the potential energy also, kinetic energy, because that liquid is in movement. So the kinetic energy, pressure energy. Obviously, we are applying the pressure through any pump or any natural phenomena with keeping that at a different level. So the pressure energy. So we have calculated this pressure energy per unit volume, and this is also per unit volume, and this is per unit volume. So this was actually equal to P. This is just equal to the pressure P per unit energy. And this kinetic energy, this is equivalent to half rho V square, and this is equivalent to rho GH. So this was the calculation we have performed in the last lecture. So method was simple. So just pressure energy, this is calculated in terms of work. So that work is force multiplied by displacement, and that force we have calculated in terms of pressure. So pressure multiplied by cross section area, this is the force, and the displacement, this was actually equivalent to delta x. And this delta x, this was written in terms of velocity and the time taken to shift that amount of liquid for very small infinitesimal displacement. So this is Pa multiplied by that V multiplied by delta t, and then we have further calculated. And in order to calculate per unit volume, this or just we can calculate this as a volume, so that per unit volume, when we divide this per unit volume, then that will be the pressure. So here this is half mv square. Mass is converted into density. So the second case we have taken is half mv square, and mass is converted in terms of density. So this density is rho multiplied by V. So this is V square, rho multiplied by V. Rho multiplied by V, this is V square. When we divide this by V, then we will have this. And for this, this is mgh, and again m is converted in terms of volume. So this is gh. So when we divide this by V, we can get this relation. So this is rho gh. So they have the calculation we have performed. Now we will use that work energy theorem in this lecture. If there is some work is being performed, there will be some change in its energy. So if we are comparing our mechanical part with this fluid dynamic part, then there, after we're discussing that energy, the concept of energy and work, we have energy, work energy theorem. So work can be compared or converted into energy, energy can be converted into work. So we are taking one tube of a different cross section area at a different height. This is that surface, and the height of this part, this is a cross section area, and there is another cross section area, and here this cross section area is taken as equivalent to A1, and here this cross section area, this is equivalent to A2. So this part, this center part, that is at the height of H1, and here this part at the height of H2. Pressure applying in this area, that is, let's say, P1, and here that pressure, that is, say, P2. And in this region, the velocity of that liquid, this is V1, and in this region, that velocity of liquid is V2. So all these parameters is the pressure, there will be the pressure different. Height is a different height because the tube is not a straight line, tube is just bending, so the height will be different. So this is H1 and this is H2. So we will have, since pressure, obviously we will have the pressure per unit energy here. Velocity, the kinetic energy term will be there, and this at the height means potential energy per unit volume will be there, Anything like. So we will calculate the change in pressure energy, change in kinetic energy, and change in potential energy, and just to compare. So the work done on the fluid at, let us take this the end A and this is the end B. At end A, that is equal to, so let us have this is that delta T time, and here this is so this is the time taken is delta T here, and here this is the time delta T. So the work done on the fluid at end A, that's equivalent to force that is P multiplied by A1. This is the cross section area is A1, this is P1. Okay, similar calculation. So the pressure is P1 and a cross section area is A1, and this displacement is delta x, which can be written as equivalent to, in terms of velocity, V1 multiplied by delta T. I think we have discussed this in last class. So initially, that liquid is in this region. After the delta T, the position of liquid that will be here to here, means there is the shift in the liquid is here in this side, that is in this part, and the shift, that volume that is contained in this region. So the work done on the fluid at end A, that will be the pressure multiplied by this. And the second, the work done by the fluid at end B, that is equivalent to, yeah, remember this is, it is on the fluid, this is by the fluid, the term, remember this, that is equivalent to P2 multiplied by A2 multiplied by V2 delta T. Time is same, in the same time shifting is taking place. Okay, it is just coming out from second end. So this the work done by that fluid, that will be there. Or in another terms, if we want to write this on the fluid, then we will use minus sign here. So that is the work done on the fluid at end B will be equal to minus P2 A2 V2 delta T. So total work done, it is equal to P1 A1 V1 delta T minus, just I should write just reverse. Okay. So that is P2 A2 V2. Okay. So this is the work done. Now this work will be converted into kinetic energy and potential energy. So let us calculate the change in the potential energy. So this is equation number first. So the kinetic energy, I am just calculating total kinetic energy, not per unit volume. Remember this. So kinetic energy at end A, that is equal to half delta M. This is just taking the mass shifting, delta M multiplied by V1 square, and delta M can be converted into density and that area of time terms. So this is equivalent to half this delta M can be written as equivalent to rho. This is the density of liquid, and the volume will be equal to that cross section area A1 multiplied by delta x. Delta x is the shifting, and this is equal to rho A1 G1 delta T. Just you have to play with some figures of physics. So this delta M can be written as equivalent to rho A1 V1 delta T. In the second end, the kinetic energy of fluid or liquid at end B, that is equivalent to, just take that is K1, K2, that is half delta M. Same amount of mass will be coming out from the second end, so that is V2 square, and then can be written as equivalent to delta M. And now I will write this in terms of that A to V2. So this is equivalent to rho A to V2, and in terms of rho, what I will write? Okay, sir, V2 delta T. So this is equivalent to V2 square. A1 V1 is equivalent to 8. Yes.
ऊपर वाले में V1 स्क्वायर किधर गया?
Oh yes, V1 square. So here this is V2 square. Okay, so you can write like this, or if you want to avoid that such complicated words, then we can just take these two, and in the final part we can replace the finally. Okay, so either you can use this or you can use this, because some complication is looking here that V1 square, V2 square. Okay, so you can use this also. Okay, so change in kinetic energy. Change in kinetic energy, that is delta K, it is equivalent to K2 minus K1, and this is equivalent to half. I am writing this delta M V2 square minus half delta M V1 square. Looking like simple. So this is half delta M. That's okay. This is equation number. Now change in potential energy. So third, the potential energy stored at end A, stored in the liquid, that is equal to that U1, it is equivalent to delta M, mass is delta M, average mass, right, multiplied by ZH1, and second, the potential energy stored on liquid at end B, that is U2, this is equivalent to delta M GH2. So change in potential energy, that is delta U, it is equal to U2 minus U1, so that is equal to delta M GH2 minus delta M GH1. This is equation. Okay, so that work done on the system, this fluidic system, it is converted into kinetic energy as well as potential energy. So we can now use that work energy theorem. So according to work energy theorem, work energy theorem, total work done on the system is equivalent to change in its energy. And that energy, that is in form of kinetic and potential energy. So this is from the equation number 1. So this is what was the relation? Equation number 1 is that is P1 multiplied by
A1 V1 delta T minus
A1 V1 delta T minus P2
V2 delta
A2 V2 delta T. This is equivalent to the change in kinetic energy is half M V2 square minus half delta M V1 square plus that is delta M GH1 minus delta M GH, sorry उल्टा हो गया, H2 and this is H2. Okay. Now we can convert this term, just take equate left hand side and right hand side identical with the positive sign. So this P2 terms we can shift here, this term we can shift here. So that relation will be that P1 delta M, P1 A1 V1 delta T plus half delta M V1 square plus delta M GH1. It is equal to P2 A2 V1 V2 delta T plus half delta M V2 square plus delta M GH2. Okay, so here we can convert this in terms of mass. In order to converting that to mass in single system, or just when we can also that convert that terms in this, and we can just cancel it out. So this is equivalent to A1 V1 delta T can be written as equivalent to delta M by rho. This is that displacement delta x. This is the volume. So volume is equivalent to mass upon density. Okay. Similarly here also we can convert this into delta M by rho, and we can cancel that delta M terms in every part. So this is equal to now P1 delta M by rho plus half delta M V1 square plus delta M GH1. It is equal to, again I will write the same, P2 delta M by rho. So this is equivalent to plus half delta M V2 square plus delta M GH2. So by cancelling out this delta M and multiplying both sides by rho, what we will have? So as in turn, this implies P1 plus rho V1 square plus rho GH1. It is equivalent to P2 plus rho V2 square plus rho GH2. Okay, so this is the terms left in the left hand side and the right hand side. The physics is the sum of this is pressure energy per unit volume. This is the kinetic energy per unit volume. As when we compare this with our earlier calculation. So and this is that potential energy per unit volume. Okay, so the sum of total energy in the one end, this is identical to total energy of the second end. Total energy means that pressure energy, kinetic energy and potential energy. So in every part, in every cross section, in every part, the total energy is conserved. So one can say this particular calculation tells us that this is the total energy of a fluid is conserved. Sum of that pressure energy, kinetic energy and that potential energy is conserved. So this is the conservation of energy in the fluid. This is known as Bernoulli's theorem. Bernoulli's theorem. So this Bernoulli's theorem is based on the conservation of energy. And for the calculation, what we have to do? We have to calculate that work done in both ends, total work done. And remember this, during calculation, you have to take care of the positive and negative sign. So work done on the liquid, this is positive sign here. Work done by the liquid because that liquid is coming from the second end of the pipe. So the work done by the liquid, that will be with positive sign. But what we have to calculate? We have to calculate the total work done on the liquid. Then we have to take this work done in the second end with minus sign. So the total work done will be that is P1 with that minus sign and P2. So the P2 will be with minus sign. and that work done is converted into kinetic energy and potential energy. So change in kinetic energy, half mv square v1 square. This will be that mass is same, half mv2 square. So change in kinetic energy you can calculate, and then but there that kinetic energy in the second end minus the kinetic energy in the first end. Similarly, the potential energy at the higher end with the potential energy of this lower end. Then just equate this total by using that work energy theorem, and the calculation will be in these terms. So just you have to play with some digits of this project, and you will get. And this is so in the single statement one can write this is equivalent to P plus rho v1 rho v square plus half, very half. So plus rho gh1, this is jo h. This is Bernoulli's theorem. Okay. Now we can have, on the basis of this theorem, we can have some special conditions, special cases. Special case number 1: if that liquid is in steady state, there is no flow at all, means we will take that V1 and V2, that is equivalent to constant, that is 0. So if fluid is at rest, then V1 it is equivalent to V2 is equivalent to 0. So that relation will be now P1 plus, this will be with 0 terms, rho gh1 it is equivalent to P2 plus rho gh2. So the total work done on the liquid by pressure energy, this is conserved, this is stored in form of potential energy. Potential energy states that rest status of that material. If you are using one straight line pipe, means the height is identical, or that object, that pipe is underground, there is no height, means we will take that potential energy is negligible, 0. So that case, that this P1 and this second two terms we will have. So the sum of these three energy, this is constant. Okay, so this can be just avoided in this case when that pipe is the water is not flowing. Second, if that pipe is on the ground, there is no potential energy, so we can avoid these terms, and we will have that. Okay, so let us use some special cases now. So let us have one container. This is the container. With a small hole somewhere here, and the liquid is this is the cross section area in this. It is A1, and this is open. So the pressure, that is P0, and here is cross section area of this side. This is A2. Liquid is coming out from this. This is with velocity V2. We have to calculate this velocity V2. And when this liquid will just come out from this, obviously level of this liquid, that will be moved downward with velocity, let's say V1. Okay, and the height, let us take this as a reference point. Just we are avoiding a liquid below this level. So this height, let us have, this is h up to this level. Okay, now we will use Bernoulli's theorem by using Bernoulli's theorem. In this top end, that pressure, this is P0, pressure energy, current volume, plus the kinetic energy half rho density, this is with V1 square, and that potential energy, height is at h, so this is rho gh. In the first end, it is equivalent to here in the second end here, this is open, so the pressure P naught, this is identical in both cases. So again the pressure energy in this P naught plus kinetic energy is equal to rho, this is V2 square. And we are taking this as a reference point, we are avoiding the level below this, so there will be no potential energy on the liquid in this level. Okay, so P naught can be cancelled on both sides, and V2 we can calculate the value of V2, rho can be cancelled, so that V2 is square, it is equal to first V2 square minus V1 is square, it is equal to 2 GH. Check it. Okay, we can just multiply by 2, so there will be 2 GH. The rho is identical in the all ends, so rho can be cancelled. So this is V2 square minus V1 square, it is equal to 2 GH, and V2 square, it is equal to V1 square plus 2 GH. Okay, simple relation. And we can also, if the area of cross section is given, then we can convert this in terms of area of cross section. So what we have from continuity equation, we have this A1 V1, it is equal to A2 V2. So V1 can be, this implies V1 it is equal to A2 by A1 V2. We can put value here, so this V2 square, it is equal to that A1 by A2 V2 square plus 2GH. Now we can calculate it for V2, so this is equal to V2 square minus A1 by A2 square V2 square, it is equal to 2GH. So this is V2 square, it is equal to 1 minus A1 by A2, sorry, A1, this is square like this, is equal to 2GH. So solve it for V2. So what we will have, so is it clear? Everything is okay? What we have performed here, just we have taken the total energy in the both ends. At the top level here, at top level, we have this pressure energy, kinetic energy, as well as that potential energy, because height is that level is at H. And the second here, we are just taking this as a reference point, so we are avoiding that potential energy, and the kinetic energy is half rho V2 square, and the pressure because this is open. So whatever the pressure is available here, that pressure will be same. So the pressure energy is identical. So we have calculated this for V2, and we are converting that terms into area. So this is the terms V2 square is equal to that, and finally what we will have. So V2 it is equal to 2GH by 1 minus A1 by A2 square with under root. This is the speed of a flux. So the speed of a flux, the calculation you can perform here, and this is also known as Torseley principle, Torseley law. So this is Torseley's law. Check, this is fine. Torr, yes. RI, Torseley's law. Bernoulli's, Torseley's. This is Torseley law. Okay. So would I conclude? I think it's 8:47. छोटा सा और कर दूं क्या? वेंचुरीमीटर कंप्लीट कर लें? We can have benchurimeter. Let us calculate this. So next one is let us try to calculate rate of flow. See, copy type rate of flow of liquid by Venturimeter. So the structure is like this. This is begin with a pipe here, and then tube is narrow like this, and the pipe is here. So this is Venturimeter. So level is identical, first case. So the potential energy is constant. Cross section area in this in the near of this tube. Here this cross section area. This is A1, and here this cross section area. This is A2. And the kinetic energy, that velocity is V1 here, and here this velocity is V2. And obviously slightly different. So the pressure energy is P1, and this pressure is P2, and this difference in this pressure, this can be measured by the change in the height of this. So this is H. Okay, so P1 plus half rho V1 square, it is equivalent to P2 plus half rho V2 square. So this is equal to P1 minus P2, this is equivalent to half rho V2 square minus half rho V1 square. And this is nothing but just MGH, or one can write in terms of rho. So I should write this in terms of rho GH. So this is rho GH is equal to half mv square minus half rho v1 square. So rho can be cancelled, and 2 we can shift here. So v2 square, v1 and v2 will also that. So this is half rho v2 square minus half rho v1 square, it is equal to gh, rho gh. This equation is one uniform equation. You can avoid this rho, and v2 square minus v1 square can be written as equivalent to 2gh. You can calculate Q, that rate of flow. So the rate of flow is actually Q, and this is equivalent to A1 V1, it is equivalent to A2 V2. This continuity equation gives actually the rate of flow. So you can write this V1 is equivalent to that Q1 and Q2, and you will have one relation for that. So that V1 is equivalent to Q by A1, and V2 that is equivalent to Q by A2, because cross section area is different. So this V2 is equivalent to Q by A2 square plus this is Q by A1 square, it is equivalent to 2gh. So we can solve this for Q. So Q is equal to, so that Q is square, it is equivalent to 1 upon A1 square plus 1 upon A2 square, it is equivalent to 2gh. So this Q square is equivalent to 2gh by 1 upon A1 square plus 1 upon A2 square, and Q is equal to root of 2GH by this, or rather you can solve this. So this will be equal to Q A1 square A2 square by A1 square plus A2 square. So this is that rate of flow. So this is equal to A1 A2 root of 2GH by A1 square plus A2 square. Minus that. Minus that here? Okay, so just put here minus here. Okay, so we have different different types of venturimeter. There is the simple liquid water. The rate of flow of liquid as a water can be calculated. Even in somewhere that mercury, in terms of that mercury column, the simple venturimeter is there. Okay, to calculate that rate of flow. Thank you.